What's going on, guys? Welcome to the New 50 Noob. I am Simple Simon. I'm your comic book noob. I'm doing a haul video today, and for some people who watch my channel, they've been waiting for this one for a while. Mainly guys like Greyman, Ken's comic book channel, and maybe even Metalrog. Those guys pretty much just collect vintage comics. They're not into the modern stuff so much. So, while me being a noob, a new reader, I'm pretty much mostly just modern stuff. I give up on trying. I mean, look, I do chase some older titles. You know, when I'm chasing like a first appearance or something, you know, I've got some dated stuff too, but I mostly buy on a week-to-week basis modern day comics. But on today's video, I'm going to be focusing on a little pile of vintage comics that I picked up a few weeks back. Let's do this. Alright, before I get started, I guess I just want to say, for those who aren't into vintage comic books, you're going to see some of these comic books and be like, that's not vintage, that came out yesterday. I do have a couple of 90s books in there, which definitely don't count as vintage. They're considered modern. In fact, I figured I should probably go through what the ages of comic books are for those who are noobs like me. So the golden age of comic books was between 1938 and 1956. The silver age of comics went from 1956 to 1970. The Bronze Age being from 1970 to 1985, and then everything from 1985 to present day is basically modern day comics. I'll tell you a quick story of how I ended up picking up this this haul. There's a shop here in Melbourne, Australia called Chapel Street Bazaar. It's a really cool shop. It's been around since I was in high school. I remember going there with my high school girlfriend and stuff. We just spent ages in there. It's basically like a vintage porn store, you know what I mean? Like, you know, just a vintage secondhand store. They sell everything from furniture to clothing to, like, you name it, they've got it there. Like, you spend hours in there for everything. They've got little figurines even. Like, I remember back in the day, I used to always go there and they had these little Smurf figurines. There's still some there. Like, I couldn't believe it when I went in there. I was like, oh my god, they've still got these there. They've even got, basically, in the very far back corner, they've got a toy section with like toys and statues and figurines and collectibles and stuff. And they've got a little comic section, I realized. And the first time I went in there and realized they had a vintage comic section, I had a quick flick through and I saw one book and I was like, that's a key issue, I'm pretty sure. And I was so broke that day, I couldn't afford it. So I was like, I'm gonna come back for that. So the first book I'm gonna show you is the book that I basically went back for to pick up. It only cost me $12, which is fairly cheap. Look, we don't have dollar bins like crazy ones anyway, like you guys do in the US. Most of the books in here literally paid anywhere from $8 to $15 for. So yeah, I literally came in for this one book. I walked out with a big stack. and then went back a week later to get some more. So this first book is the book that I went back for. I believe, again, this is probably considered modern, 1990, yep. So we're already off to a bad start, guys. Vintage comic haul, and I've got a modern day book as my first book. Batman 457. You guys probably know if you're into this sort of stuff. This, I think, is the first appearance of Tim Drake in the Robin suit. In the story as well, I believe. So I think he's got a few first appearances. There's the Year 3, which was the first appearance. There's the one, Lonely Place of Dying, I think it is, where he's on the cover. That's the first appearance of him in the suit. I think this is the first appearance of him in the story, I believe. So yeah, that was the book that basically really started off this whole haul that I'm going to show you today. All right, this next book is definitely vintage. I haven't really done my research. Look, I'll have obviously in the bottom here what year these all came out in, but this next one is Adventure Comics starring Aquaman. This is issue number 44. Look at that. Is that vintage or what, huh? Greyman? Ken? Metalrog? Vintage? I think so. It's pretty nice, right? I bought a lot of these based really on if I liked the cover or not. I wasn't sitting there going, oh, is this worth anything or anything? I was just like, that looks like a cool cover, I'll pick that one. Most of the books I'm going to show you are basically based on, I picked it up and I was like, ugh, you don't need it, but I'll buy it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is a Aquaman one there. I believe Adventure Comics, I'm guessing, is the actual title. Next one. Another Adventure Comics. Oh, this one's even older because that was 444. This is issue number 441. Another Aquaman one there. Oh, okay, I know why I bought that. There's a mirror line there. So, again, vintage, right? That's vintage. I call that vintage. Cool little book there. I think Mera probably sold me on that one. Because she was on the cover there. And next one, look at this. This one I saw, I was like, oh, you got me on this one. You know me and my crossovers, right? So this is a number 1 as well. Maybe it's a one shot, I don't know. I don't know what year this is from. I mean, this may even be modern. No, seriously. This keeps happening to me with this watch. Marvel and DC presents Look at this. The Uncanny X-Men and the new Teen Titans. What? What? When did that happen? Tell me. Someone tell me when. Oh my goodness. Can you guys, when did this happen? If anyone knows anything about this, please let me know in the comments below, because this sort of stuff fascinates me. You know, crossovers, I guess from when I was growing up, it was just a lot of those crossover type events you never expected to happen. So when they did happen, I was like, oh my god, it was mind blowing. So yeah, this is a very cool cover. I mean, you got Robin, Donna Troy, Storm, Cyclops, like just stuff, like it's really, really cool. So I had to pick that one up. Now this next one is definitely a modern day comic, but I figured I'd pick it up. It's issue 1 of a 4-issue miniseries. I may have mentioned in the past, I liked X-Men when I was younger and I read comics when I was a kid, but I didn't really dig reading X-Men comics for some reason. I liked the X-Men cartoon. I collected some of their comics. My favorite character was actually Gambit, and yeah, it's weird. I don't actually remember a lot about X-Men or even the character Gambit. All I remember was I thought he was cool back then, but I actually don't remember anything now about Gambit too much, except for he had the cards and him and Rogue are a thing. But yeah, this is issue 1 of a Gambit comic. Again, this is definitely modern age, but I figured it was an issue 1 and it was Gambit, so why not, right? Now this next one, I swear to God I saw this on someone else's haul video, not just in the last few days. This looks like it's new as well. This is in pretty good nick. This is from 1985. It says on the front cover here. So this is an annual. So if it's 85, it's on the dot. Is it Bronze Age or is it modern? I'm gonna go with bronze. Teen Titans annual. Yeah, I could have sworn I saw this book maybe even on 2 or 3 other people's hauls just in the last week. But yeah, I saw this, and again, I'm a bit of a Teen Titans. I don't know. I kind of like the team. Anytime I see Teen Titans, I'm kind of interested. Introducing the Vanguard. So yeah, I picked that one up there. This one is definitely modern again, but I felt like I had to have it in my collection. I'm sure all of you guys know this one or are familiar with this one. X-Men issue 1. I saw this there, I was like, oh, I gotta have that, right? Even though I just said I wasn't into reading X-Men so much back in the day, I just felt like I had to have X-Men issue 1. I remember watching a documentary. If you haven't seen it, it's like the history of Image Comics, and they talked about this book and about how it's not really worth anything because there were so many printed. But yeah, this is a famous Jim Lee cover, I believe. I should have it in my collection, right? So New Teen Titans again. Mate, these are all modern day books, I just realized. Where's all the vintage? This is 89, it says. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry, I apologize. You guys are like, man, I bought that book yesterday off the newsstand. This is the New Teen Titans. It says on the top there, 1989. Hey, look, just remember, like even the 90s was 20 something years ago. Like, it was a long time ago, right? Where do we draw the line of vintage? You know what I mean? To me, this is vintage still, for sure. It was a cool cover. I kind of liked it. So I picked that one up. Mate, I just went hack on the Teen Titans. Again, 1988. I'm sorry I let you guys down. Grey Man. Ken especially, like geez, he's got some really old comics. And Roger Metarog, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. These are all very new comics. It was clickbait. It was a clickbait title. Got you guys with my vintage comic haul title. This is the New Teen Titans issue 47. Again, I thought this was a really cool cover. It's got each of the characters. It almost looks like it's going to tell like an origin story of each character if you actually have a look at the cover there. What year are we going here? 1986. Oh, I am doing not well. I think I can see a couple there that probably classify as vintage. This is from 1986. Another New Teen Titans 3 Titanic Tales. And there it is right there. So you got a tale about Raven, a tale about, what's that? Well, that's both Beast friends and foes. So I'm guessing that's a story about Beast Boy and Cyborg, who are besties in Teen Titans Go. And you got a story about Starfire, it looks like, as well. So that is Teen Titans number 22. Surely this is vintage. These are the type of books I always see on like Grey Man's kind of hauls, you know? Now the reason I bought this was because this character gonna be a big deal soon. He's the next character to next new character to be introduced to the MCU, I believe, maybe. Shang-Chi, right? Now I did a video a long time ago about Asian superheroes and I was like, where are they all, right? You know, I was even more of a noob than I am now, so you can imagine what that video would have been like, right? And I discovered in that video that they were making a Shang-Chi movie and I was like, this is the guy. This is my yellow panda. This is The Great Yellow Hope. That's, I shouldn't say that. You guys are not going to be down with that, are you? Sorry. The Great Asian Hope. How's that? Huh? Thought I just like this cover. Doing a little fly kick there. Behold the final mask. Doing a little Bruce Lee fly kick there. Issue 112. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. Again, picked this one based on cover. I was like, that's a cool cover, right? So I figured I should pick that one up as well. Again, I don't know a lot about him. I kind of have this little knock on Shang-Chi because it's kind of like when I was searching for my Asian superhero, I discovered Shang-Chi. I was like, what's his superpower? Martial arts is his superpower. I was like, oh, that's racist. I'm joking. Is this vintage? This is Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man and Thor. Just, again, looking at the covers like that, looks like a cool one to pick up, right? Why not? Why not? Anyone know anything about these books? If you do know, seriously, I cannot film with, oh my god, it's my YouTube, Instagram group. Alright, Spider-Man and Thor. We're nearly done, guys, I'm sorry. I bought a lot of Teen Titans here. This one, 1984. I'd call that vintage Bronze Age right there. How about that? New Teen Titans number 47. Tales of the Teen Titans, sorry, not New Teen Titans. Tales of the Teen Titans. Who is that dude? Who is that? You see that? I don't know who that is. Is that meant to be like Aqualad? It's got an A on him. So yeah, I picked that one up. I'm sure none of these books are worth anything, and that's not why I bought them. I literally bought them just thinking that looks like a cool one to pick up. We have reached the end. There is one more book. Now this one, I actually didn't get this as part of my vintage comic haul. I bought this one on eBay because I saw it there. It was $4, and I was like, $4 for that? It's like, I'll buy that for $4. And even after postage, it was like another $5 per book, $9 for this book. I was like, this was cheaper than most of those ones there. Yeah, I just thought, seems like a good one to have for that kind of price. So it's Vision and Scarlet Witch, issue 1. These guys have their own TV show, I believe, at the moment, or coming out soon. I picked that one up too for a really good price. That is my vintage comic haul, guys. I'm sorry to show you so many modern books in a vintage comic haul video, but yeah, I'm sorry. You know me, I'm a noob. I'm learning these things, right? Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, the world's going crazy at the moment. We're in the middle of the whole lockdown of coronavirus and stuff. So, and look, we might not even have comic books moving forward. I mean, look, who knows? Maybe all the books will become vintage soon. Thank you for watching. Look, I guess if you're isolating, at least you can just go through my back catalog. Yeah, go through my back catalog. But yeah, look, in all seriousness, all you guys who watch my channel, thank you so much. Stay safe, keep your hands clean, and drink lemon with boiling water, apparently. Keep it simple.